Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to a hot day in the Virginia woods. It's saying it feels like 100 degrees today. And so what we're going to do is a follow-on from the videos I made. I made 3 videos which I called provocatively Why the Lone Wolf Will Die. And the first one was a break contact video. The second one was an individual assault video. And then I made one where I was talking in greater detail about the use of cover, so it was pretty much an individual assault at the prone. And the purpose of those videos was to partly show some individual movement techniques, but also to sort of provocatively show that an individual who doesn't have the benefit of a partner, or at least a partner or a team, to conduct fire and movement is at a serious disadvantage. Not only because there's only one of him, of course, but of course there is no ability to conduct fire and movement. Now, even if you're a team, a buddy pair or a team, and you don't conduct correct fire and movement, you're going to be also fall for those same disadvantages. So if you're not a well-trained team, it doesn't matter, individual, 4 people, whatever, you're still going to go down in the same way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do 2 parts. And the first part, which we're going to do now, is we're going to do a buddy pair assault. And the purpose of this is that using the same lane that we've used up to now, which is actually, and the targets are up there behind me, 4 targets stuck in Ivans. Myself and a buddy Mike are actually going to perform a drill on the lane, right bang in the middle. We're going to conduct buddy pair fire and movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate patrolling, coming under contact, reacting to contact as a buddy pair, and then we're going to then start to bound forwards by buddy rushes towards the enemy position. It's important to understand that we're only going to be able to bound forwards towards the enemy position if we can get it suppressed. If we can't suppress the enemy position, quite simply we're not going to get up there. We're going to be laying dead somewhere around here. So as part of our reaction, we have to locate and then direct sufficient fire, accurate suppressive fire at the enemy in order to make the enemy keep his head down. That allows us to move, that allows us to bound forward. So it's kind of a leapfrogging kind of thing in a very simple way. One of us fires, the other person moves. Short rushes. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. So we're going to bound forwards in short rushes towards the enemy position. So bearing in mind that we're only going to get up to the enemy position if we can keep it suppressed, then once we get close enough to the enemy position, I will then call for an assault. And then we will both go forwards together onto the enemy position, remembering that the enemy is always alive when you get there. So we will push on to the enemy position, clear the enemy position, and then do a quick consolidation on the enemy position, which is just going to involve checking that we're okay, doing tactical reloads, tac mag, etc. So just note that part of what we're going to do here is to get this on camera, so we're just going to go straight up one on either side of this creek. What we're not focusing on is absolute maximum use of cover for this demonstration video. If you've got questions about that, or you think we should be using the trees and whatever to the left and right of the lane, then I refer you to the previous video, which was use of cover, and actually shows me going up the range at the crawl using maximum use of cover. So without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to go and demonstrate this buddy pair fire and movement. Thanks very much. Okay guys, there you have it, fire and movement lane. So, feels like 100 degrees. It says it's 100 degrees in the humidity of the Virginia woods. So it's not easy. There was actually plenty of mistakes during that run, and it's never going to be perfect. So no rehearsals, one shot. I think we did a pretty good job. So we can talk about anything that anybody spots that they want to question. We can talk about that, you know, in the comments, etc. You'll notice when you're watching the camera from the enemy perspective, that actually Mike, who from that angle he's on that side, from the enemy camera, he's on the left hand side of the range. You can see he's actually stacking trees really well. I'm the one that's pretty much right in the open, so I might have to tell Mike not to stack trees quite so well, but it's a good example of how to do it, whereas I was more in the open in the center of the range, which for those guys that, you know, the idea is that you can see what we're doing. That's why I'm not crawling up the range. That's why I'm not pushed off more on this side of it. We're basically coming straight up the lane towards the cameras. But you can see, if you remember on the previous video, use of cover, when I talked about stacking trees and how they can actually help you on your movement, well, Mike's doing a really good job at that. Me, not so much. So off camera, push-ups for Max. All right, thanks very much. I'll catch you next time.